Bird only fly away. I don't know where Tony is. Oh, beg your pardon. Thanks for joining us for another week. We've got Jackie Turnbull, a Capped USA Eagle on today's episode. So make sure you sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We the PAC, this out POD.
Let's all go global after this. Name drops him, right?
All the time, I do hope for the weekend.
Sometimes it's like, hey, Laurent.
Good after morning, ladies and Tonys. You're listening to the PAC podcast, powered by the PAC Athletic Club. My name is Sione, and if this is your first time joining us, we are the touring rugby club and reformed meme media platform for the players. We're the voice of the people, and we're simply here to make rugby great again, one meme at a time. Please welcome my co-host, all the way from Manly in Bris Vegas, your favorite Fia Palangi Polly. It is Mr. Lione Fellini.
Yeah, Matoshi, everyone. Say hello.
Okay, well, to cut things to... What was I going to say?
Cut things to the chase.
Oh, yeah. We'll just go straight into our discount code. There's no question. There's not going to be quiz, mate. This week's discount code is Jake Turnbull. He'll be joining us later in the episode with Dave and Ironside. So tune in for that. Is Capped Eagle and also Junior Ace from in Sydney. Okay, your icebreakers have been doing well on the TikTok machine. So this week's icebreaker is, if you were invisible for a day, what would you get up to?
Well, thank you for asking, Tony.
Yeah.
I've got a list of things I reckon you would do.
I should have done this for you.
First thing I thought of right now was you would sniff everyone's seat. That's first off the rank. Second would just be raiding all the pantries, all the KFCs. You're back behind the fucking counters. Third of all, you'll be, I think you like, and don't get at me for this one, but I reckon if you were near the person that you had a crush on, all I'm saying is it rhymes with Weinstein. That's all I'm saying. And but if I was invisible for a day, I was actually having to think about this today, and I would probably also raid behind the counter at KFC, but I think I would try and rob as many banks as possible.
Yeah.
Just go in and sort of wait for someone. They usually got the button pressed, and then I'll just sneak in behind, and hang around behind the banks there until they sort of. I don't know. I just fucking start grabbing. She's like, "Oh, what's going on?" I just start grabbing hands full of cash, run out of there. What else would I do, man? I'd be fucking.
Yours is pretty similar. Yours is pretty similar to mine. The ones we'll start with the bank robbery. I had bank robbery, but I'd be sort of like a prankster. So I'd rob a bank. I said I'd rob a bank, and then I'd sneak the money back in though, because they'll be like, "Oh, what the freak." Right. It's all gone, and then next minute they come back, it's there. But catch is, I've taken $5. So if they're counting it again, there'll be $5 missing. So I'll just do dumb shit like that. Because if I rob a bank, I feel bad about it. I'll be living the rest of my life with that on my conscience, mate. We're
going to hide it in the garage. I was thinking about it though too. If you got if someone told you, look, you're going to be. On this Friday, you're going to be invisible for a day. Yeah. I would really, really rack my brain and gather a list of people I hate, right?
Yeah.
And I would just, obviously I'm invisible, so I'd just park around the corner, find out where they live or their workplace, and then they just walk to work, and I'd just give them one of the, just a real, I'll give them a really good one, but I'll probably grab their collar first. And grab their collar and just give it to them. You know what I mean? So at least I can hold them if they fall to the ground.
Imagine they get you, mate. They just start punching the air and they actually get you. You're fucking clocked out on the ground.
So I'll just go through that list, I reckon, as well.
If it was a surprise, all of a sudden you wake up, you're invisible, it's a surprise invisibility. I'd probably spend half the day just trying to think of a list to do. So I'd waste probably 12 hours just trying to think of something cool to do. And then probably end up creeping.
I reckon you'd end up going to fucking Lululemon and following people into their change rooms and having a little foo-foo in the corner, mate. That's what I reckon you'll be doing.
Whoever edits this, edit to me saying, no, I wouldn't do that.
There'll be a bit of DNA around Brisbane. You. That's all I'm saying.
It's yogurt, bruv. It's just yogurt, bruv.
But also, you are a bit invisible already.
Yeah, true. True.
To the other species, mate.
On that subject, I also had you said, I creep on my crush. I wouldn't creep. I like watching YouTube reaction videos. And the one thing I want to do is creep into my crush's house and then send her a message, send her a text saying, thinking of you, and then just to see her reaction. And depending on that reaction is if she's still going to be my crush or not. You know what I mean?
Oh, that'd be even funny if you snuck into her house and she's got a dude in her bed and then looks at and just throws it.
But dude, you mean a boyfriend? That seems like she loves so much.
But I'm not gonna lie, man, that's pretty fucking weird.
Nah. Well, you just check in, like you send thinking of you, and then she's like, it's this again. If she does that, then it's
man.
Or she
I
goes,
wouldn't mind walking through the city and just tripping people. I'll just be really annoying.
Yeah.
Like I'm annoying. My missus reckons I'm the most annoying person in the world, and I agree with her. And I can't help it. I reckon I blame boarding school because you just learn.
Yeah.
The dark arts of annoying people and how to annoy and you're ready for everything too. So people try and trip you, you already fucking got that walk. So if someone tries to trip you, already know how to counteract it.
Yeah.
It's just everything, just you always check sauce bottle lids or like salt and pepper lids because you don't want to fall for that in the dorms. You don't want to fall for that when you're in the cafeteria, dinner and breakfast.
Because annoying can't fuck you. Maybe you're just
fucking annoying.
Maybe that's just you trying to, you just want to be seen. It's your way of reaching out and say, hey, I'm here. Because you're invisible like me, mate.
I don't know, man.
Fuck, I wish my sweat would be invisible if I was invisible, because it's fucking hard in here, bruv. It's hard in here.
I was just going to say your arms are nice and shiny, bruv. Just go to the garage door and just put it up a bit.
No, it's all good, mate. Thank you. I'm still thankful, even though I don't have the air conditions in here, mate. Thank you, Tony. What are you thankful this week?
I've got it on here. My thank you, Tony, this week goes to the Argentinian men's rugby side.
Incredible. I don't know, that's French.
That's French. They'll be on that South African dive, man. They're some juiced up motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
They're some big boys, man, and they're physical, and they just run over everyone.
Yeah.
They can't be stopped this year.
Normally I hate teams that like flogging our teams, but I started cheering for them after a while because it's just incredible.
Holy fuck! Who's that little nugget dude? He just runs through everyone.
Gonzalez. The Aussie boys was talking about him last week on the pod. You probably didn't get that far. Yeah, I was like, who's a bloke on the opposite side of the Seventh Circuit that you just like? Fuck this, and they both like. It's that fridge that plays for Argentina, Gonzalez or Gomez. Starts with a G, one of their names.
La Frigga, yeah, Rodriguez. One of them. And they just said he's fucking monster.
Yeah, he's just it's just like a Matty Utah sort of built because he's not tall. He's just fucking huge.
Just like me, but fit and not fat and fast.
So not like you. Anyways,
that's my thank you, Tony, and thank you, Tony, to the Aussie men's and women's, but mainly the men's, because those boys just scrap it out, eh?
Yeah,
like they're so fit, they're good, they just fucking don't give up. I love them.
Yeah, they're great, and you know who else is great? Our touring time side, the PAC Barbars. And my thank you, Tony, is that we're fucking back, bruv. After 2 years in the touring wilderness, we're finally making a comeback at this year's Hong Kong 10s in April. So this is also a little shout out to any sponsors who's got some money, bruv. Come and sponsor our team, and also any decent players. Notice I said decent. We want to get some players over there from not only Australia, New Zealand, and also out in Asia. So if you want to play some 10s, one of the best 10s in the world. We'll be heading to Hong Kong in April. But another thank you, Tony. I haven't watched League in so many years, and all those players that, when I did watch League, were playing nines on the weekend. Thank you, Tony. It was very entertaining. I was watching to keep an eye on Rian Stowers and a few of the Union boys that were playing in the comp. And
how'd you watch it?
Mate, it was actually entertaining, and you can see it was rugby league because there was a few times that it could have lit up and the whole team's coming in at one stage. But I think that in grounded answer, hey guys, remember, it's a fun competition. It's for fun. Cool people down, but no, it looked good.
Sometimes it happens in league, man. I remember we had school. We would finish school for many years, and Hunter Thomas, remember, he used to run that school league comp.
Oh,
so
yeah,
West
West,
and all that. And I can't remember who it was. Someone tackled me or pushed my face into the ground. And I just got up swinging. Just went full rugby league. Just fucking.
You should have been a league player.
It was the best, man. We all bashed the fuck out of each other, and then Hunter's run on. It's a charity. It's for a charity.
It's for a charity, guys.
Mate, he full blew up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm fucking sorry, mate."
Fighting for charity, bro.
Yeah, it was just a charity fighting match.
Anyway, so, kick to Scrams. Who's your Scrams of the week?
I got 2 Scrams.
Carry on.
And I'll just name them by their nicknames. We don't need to know their real names. Knuckles and Chainsaw. Well, I've never seen the dynamic duo bluff their way into everything. Like, no one knows who the fuck they are. But I was gonna share that photo of them in the booth with. Thank you, NDIS Australia, for helping our fucking work experience guys who are doing down up in Perth at the moment at the Sevens. But I thought I better just let them have it. You know, like if we can't make it, obviously someone's got to go, and the boys represented and fucking got one photo through out of 1,000.
Hey, they made it on TV process. Too. How's onside? They got interviewed. Johnny Lance found him in the crowd and like, these are the guys from the P Athletic Club podcast. And then my phone goes ding, onside. They're not even on the podcast.
Oh, that's so yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's like a bit of just wearing a PAC shoes and yeah, we're from PAC. Good on them. But yeah, definitely a Scrams for me.
Yeah, but they're like, it was actually one of my mates that was at Perth. He goes, who are these random Balangis dressed as PAC, telling everyone that they're from PAC? I'm like, oh, they're our sponsorship team. They're out to, partnerships, trying to connect, network and stuff. And they're like, oh, it's like...
and hopefully they did, because if they didn't, they're on a fucking...
yeah, we need some sponsors.
A work management plan after that, and yeah.
Yeah, and my mate was, he goes, oh, it's like asking like pro players to come, like you order players for an event. You ask the Waratahs to send in their star players to make an appearance in an event, but then instead they send the admin sponsorship guys from the office. So they're like, who the fuck are these guys? But they did a good job. They sent a lot of content through. Oh, my Scrams of the week. Most people probably think that one of us would have chosen the Melbourne Rebels account to be the Scrams of the week. But Big Athletic Club. If you think Melbourne Rebels have been in a bit of slack for going into voluntary administration, mate, we've been in voluntary administration since 2016, bruv. Yeah, that's how our administration has been voluntary, not doing shit.
Those guys in Perth are the ones who are supposed to sort that out. This is what I'm trying to say. Scrams.
And our tour manager, Johnny. We're not pointing fingers. We're just...
We're not pointing fingers, Johnny. Well, me and you, we're grafting every week. We're grafting every week on here, right? We're grafting every week. Ironside, Dave Vaya on the occasion, grafting every week. You know? We just want it reciprocated.
I think maybe we just need someone to be actually a tour manager instead of Johnny pretending tour manager, pretending...
is Johnny supposed to be a tour manager? I thought it was Knuckles.
No, they're the sponsorship guys. Or partnerships.
Well, they need to sort that out also. But Johnny, mate...
the week that was, we haven't seen it.
Mate.
Anyways, Yeah.
Am I right? Like, Jesus Christ, what's going on a bit tonight?
Anyways, let's get into our scrams of the week before we get into a quick little rugby wrap. I mean, not scrams of the week, trend of the week. And this week's trend, it's been going off on TikToks. It's the I'm a something, of course I. And this, we're rugby players or former rugby players. So we chucked this up on our story during the week, and we had some tasty answers. And we did say the winner of this comp gets $100 to spend on our merch store. So, Freeney, you let us know which one's the best. Or actually, comment down below. No one's going to comment. If no one comments, then Freeney's going to pick. So yeah, I'll read them out, and let us know your faves. Okay, I play rugby. Of course I cheat. That was a few people sent that one in.
I saw one of the people who did that.
Anyway. Yeah. Off the last one, you like the last one. All right, next one. I play rugby. Of course, my DMs are full of Fijians in relationships trying to creep. Meanwhile, their IG bio says "God is good" or a random Bible verse.
Happened to me once. Oh, wow.
I did say be specific, and that's very specific, bruv. And shout out to all the Fijians. Just put in work, bruv. I'd like to see those DMs.
Put in that. I would love to see the DMs. Sent messages, just purely sent messages, and just the amount. Just the amount.
Just bulk. I love everything. I love you everything.
Yeah, no wonder. I love you everything. No wonder why there's a lot of Indians that moved over there. Huh? Just on the same wavelength with DMs.
Oh, yeah. Bubs and Virgin. All right. I play rugby. Of course I shower with the team after sitting on the bench for 80 minutes. I've done that. I've done that before.
I've done that too. Well, champs.
It's about the team. It's about the team, bro.
Yeah. Didn't play a minute. Stylesy goes, "Oh, didn't you go on, Mom?" "Oh, well, I'm pretty sure you didn't. You know that. That's why my shirt's clean, and you didn't put me on, you fucker. But I will drink harder than everyone." Shout out to Stylesy. Hopefully, get a job after this, mate.
Mate, they're going to win the comp. I will get into that after this.
They're going to win the comp. Hopefully, yeah. So.
All right. I play rugby. Of course, my non-rugby mates are boring to drink with, aka they don't do PAC.
And so this has happened to me a couple of times, and then you just sit there like,
"Fuck yeah!" The chat,
and then you talk to someone else who's obviously never played rugby before, and they're like, "I think you rugby guys are just a bit fucked in the head." And I think you're right. Like, just because they're not pissing each other's mouths doesn't mean it's a shit night.
What are you doing pissing in the toilets, you fucking losers?
What? You got your fucking best friend's mouth over there, you sick.
Oh, right.
Whoa, bro.
Oh,
allegedly.
This is dangerous when I'm reading that. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. Fuck. I play rugby. Of course, my rugby girlfriend has been ploughed by half of Sydney Club Rugby, but I pretend she hasn't for my mental health and that. Rugby circles, man, they're crazy.
Just been smashed more than a fucking back of a sauce bottle. I'm telling you, they just absolutely. You've been there. Oh no!
In old mate's defense, I would definitely pretend like it didn't get to me and just keep it real deep down inside.
For a while.
Yeah.
Until it comes out. It'll come out.
Get rid of some of it. Okay. I play rugby. Of course, I analyse and rate my teammates' junk. Just checking out a few of the boys, how it's going. Of course, I play rugby. Of course, I follow every Aussie Sevens girl on IG. I'm probably one of them people as well. But I'm friends with them. I met them before.
Shout out to JT.
Okay, this is a long one. I play rugby. Of course, I get into arguments with JR Rugby fans who comment "Rugby is dead" on random Facebook pages.
They probably spelled dead DED too, the fucking dumbass.
Okay. I play rugby. Of course, I sniff my unwashed budgies from last week's game to see if I can get away with not washing them for another week.
Just go for a swim in the pool.
That still doesn't count as washing it, mate.
Chlorine, mate. You wouldn't bloody do it.
I wouldn't get it because I don't have a pool or a house.
Or undies.
That I might. Anyways, carry on. I play rugby. Of course, I slept with half of the club. Pinocchio emoji. I play rugby. Of course, I keep my rugby highlights saved on my phone in the favorites folder for the 0 people who ask during kick-ons, but are going to cop 5 minutes of pure line-out goodness.
Sometimes I just make you watch my highlights. see, you just got to tackle like that.
Does he go like, wow, or he doesn't?
Like, why, Dad? Why do you want me to tackle with your shoulder to his head?
Did you get red carded after that one, Dad? I play rugby. Of course, I have a first 15 of people I've slept with. I'd like to see his one. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, man. He does some good tight head props and loose head props and shit, I'm saying, bro, and a good reserve bench.
All right. I play rugby. Of course, I have a picture of me at 14 years old with my favourite Super Rugby player back then. And now at the age of 20-something, I have a video of him breaking my back out. Sent in from the...
Oh, no. I wonder how many... Oh, fuck, that's a good one. Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys, for sending in your entries. Which one was your favourite?
I think the last one was pretty good. Yeah. It's a good evolution. It's just the evolution of, yeah.
I can't wait for her to get her new PAC merch and people like, oh, how'd you get that?
I won it. Yeah, that one wins. That one wins.
All right, quick rugby wrap. 3 topics here. We'll start with Melbourne Rebels. They've gone into voluntary administration. In 2017, the Victorian government bailed them out. This time, Rugby Australia are making sure that they're going to compete at Super W and Super Rugby this year, but hasn't been, beyond 2024 isn't a sure thing. So what's your thoughts? And do you think they're going to survive? Do you think they're going to get that backing?
Oh, mate, I don't know. I think secretly Australian rugby needs one less. And this is just devil's advocate. I reckon Australian rugby needs one less team.
Yeah.
I really hate it that it's possibly the Rebels because I think they're building a good culture down there and a good side. Styles has done an awesome job.
Yeah.
He's director of rugby there, hey?
Yeah. GM.
Yeah, so GM, yeah. So he's got like a lot of the boys down there from Queensland, so they're looking fucking good.
Mate,
and I just hope they have a good year and they reassess and go from there.
Yeah.
I mean, and if that doesn't happen, then what happens then? Force get fucked off. I don't know. A lot of talent comes from Victoria, though.
Yeah, like a lot of the Wallaby squad was from Melbourne. So, and even the under-20s, a lot of them are from Melbourne. So, we need that pathway
how much
coming
homegrown
through.
talent comes out of Perth?
Going through the system, not many. But they've got that financial backing. They've got old mate. Twiggy. Yeah.
I don't know what the right answer is, but someone's going to have to make a tough call at some point, and I just hope at least everyone gets their money and gets the opportunity to find something else if they don't.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. You're probably right that we need to get rid of one team. I'd hate for it to be the Burn City boys. And I actually think they're going to win this year. I actually think they're going to win. But going there last year and seeing the empty stadium that wasn't fucking good. And they said that was a big crowd because the Crusaders were in town. So I just hope people get out.
I think something's got to happen. Well, I think Perth, mate, they pulled that off.
Yeah,
I don't think you would have got that in Melbourne.
No, they don't even get that for Super Round. Yeah, so
it'd be good. It'd be good to. I reckon something needs to happen, man. There's guys running around in Super Rugby at the moment, and this is not just a battle. An old boomer speaking, and bitter because I never made it. But There's a lot of guys that are making and playing Super Rugby that really shouldn't be, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, not at the Rebels. Maybe at some of the other teams, because that's my team. Anyways, we're going to win the whole thing.
No, you know what I mean.
Anyways, next, Perth. We were just talking about earlier. Who were your MVPs and thoughts on them? It was insane. I think it was way better than the Sydney Sevens.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking how good is it that they pulled it off, and it was sold out. It was fucking humming. I reckon the only other place in Australia it could get going like that was I would love for them to trial it in Brisbane.
Yeah.
That would be fucking epic.
It was just great because it's not a
MVP
massive stadium. It was 20-something capacity. So, like,
well, that's perfect.
Yeah. Like, it would have worked in Sydney in a smaller stadium, but I reckon Brisbane would be insane. We get around it.
I reckon everyone would get around it. It's close enough for people from Sydney and Melbourne and shit to come up to.
Yeah.
And Caxton Street and all that, it just works. My MVP for the weekend, fucking hell, that jukebox on legs, mate.
Yeah.
Which, hit after hit, baby.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah,
Gonzalez, whatever his name is.
Yeah, his old mate. Who's the Ferrari in his team? Marcus Moneta. He was my favourite. Mate, he's just fucking too quick. Too bloody quick.
He's so quick.
What about women's? Did you have any standouts in the women's? Like we both said Maddie Levi, but she played 5 minutes, 2 minutes, I think. Yeah. The whole tournament.
Yeah, and they did so well without her. Charlotte Cassick stood up.
Yeah.
And Tarita. Oh wow, she's fast.
Yeah. Oh, she got injured in that last game as well. I think it's a
what happened to
long-term injury
Kiwis?
as well. I don't know. Like, not even just the men's, the women's as well fell short of where they know they should be. They still got the players that should be there. They're just not, connections, not
it's
connected.
Not clicking at the moment, eh? But Australia across the board, people give them shit and stuff for always posing and doing whatever. But man, they can play.
Yeah, fucking oath.
And they just know each other's game, eh? They just fucking carve.
Yeah. Yeah, I had
They're just so good.
Alicia Lefau-Fakosile. She was one of my faves.
Fuck yeah, true.
She's just fucking lights out, bruv, on both sides of the ball.
When she
hits
did you see when she got penalised?
Them.
She got penalised in the final for something, and then the next hit just fucking ended some bird.
When they go pan on her, she's just got that.
Yeah, she's got that. Yeah. When I see in the car park, man. But it was good to see Ireland get a win.
Yeah. Both the men's and women's were gun. I was surprised that they got the gold in the women's, but they just stuck to it. Aussies just kept getting penalised.
Sevens is like that though. Hey, like you can have a good tourney.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome, mate. Yeah, it was cool to watch. So they played okay footy. Like they were pretty decent.
Yeah. Which is good to see. You don't want us just smashing everyone, even though it'd be cool. But
yeah, but you don't want it just to be Australia New Zealand all the time either.
But if
you want it to be random teams.
If the Levi's didn't get red carded, we would have lights out. We would have cleaned them up with Maddie Levi just going full field but it's good. We need to practice playing without her. Hopefully with 7 on the 100%. Field still.
Well, that's What about Fiji? When are they going to get Helena Young?
Yeah, I was only watching their games because I thought she was going to be in there. I should have checked the team sheet.
Yeah, she wasn't. Damn it.
Anyways, lastly, we've got the Wallabies. They're releasing a documentary on Stan. I think our podcast is going to feature. Thoughts? Do you think it's a good or bad thing? I know Johnny put up a funny meme about it last night. Do you think it's a good or bad thing for Aussie rugby for something like this to just remember?
I reckon they need to fucking air it out.
Yeah.
I reckon they need to fucking just show what the hell happened and what went on, because no one knows what the fuck happened and we sucked.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was the boys' fault. I think the boys tried their hardest, but they didn't have a game plan. They didn't have fucking direction. And Eddie's a cunt.
I just when I saw that they were doing it, I'm like, just had a little chuckle because I think them doing it, I think Stan were actually thinking, oh, these guys are actually going to, snatch and grab like we were. Like we believed they were going to do it.
Yeah, we believe.
Let's get this documentary.
Have you seen it yet?
Nah. I've seen like little snippets. I'm like,
oh, I hope they turn on him. I hope they just, by the end of it, just say, like just turn him into a villain.
Yeah.
Because he would like that. I'll be the villain. He'd like that.
But I'll still, it'll be exciting to watch, just like the Six Nations one. I'm fired up for the Six Nations. I've never really been into Six Nations, but after watching the documentary, I'm fired up to wake up early and watch some of the games.
Oh, I was trying to put a first 15 together in my head the other day of just the best on the field at the moment, the best team in the world. But yeah, I guess I'll write that down and never show anyone.
No, write it down and we'll make a post about it, mate. There you go.
We can. I'll do it for next week.
Yeah, sweet. All right, let's jump over to Ironside and Dave over in Sydney as they have a quick chin wag to Jakey Turnbull.
All good. Alrighty. Thank you very much. Special guest this afternoon. We've got JT, Jake Turnbull, joining us. 5-cap Eagles, 74 caps Austin. What's the Austin team called again?
The Gilgronis.
Austin Gilgronis before with a field-folded F-45s.
Thank you, Gilly.
Couple caps for Seattle. And most recently traded 2 days ago to South Carolina somewhere. The Anthem.
Carolinas, the Anthem.
The Anthem.
As of 2 days ago.
Welcome,
Thanks for having me.
Jake Turnbull. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Obviously, well, some may say the journeyman of rugby union. Obviously, because I played here in Sydney, and I've always seen people turn up from like either UK or somewhere else, and you're probably that bloke in the US.
Yeah, it's probably the best.
That's kind of like so. You speak about some bloke that's come over from the UK and has just jumped around different chill teams.
Yeah,
you're that bloke that's gone to the US and just jumped around.
that's the best way to describe it.
Is that why you called the turncoat? Because your coat shows different shades, or
That's from committing the cardinal sin of going east to Randwick and then back to east. Shit club.
so obviously going from east to Randwick got called the turncoat, and then what was your nickname after returning back to east?
The return coat.
The return coat. Well, thanks for popping in this afternoon. I think we'll get off your rugby journey. And obviously, we've mentioned playing in the US for the past 7 years.
Yep.
Played Colts all throughout your juniors in Sydney. Yep. And then before making the move to the US. Just talk us through why rugby, how you got into it, and then we'll go through how you...
Yeah, I guess old man was a Wallaby, mate, back in the 60s. And I guess that's where my love came for it. And when I was younger, my mum met a bloke, and his 2 kids with my stepbrothers now.
So not your dad?
No, not my dad, my stepbrother. Well, my stepdad got me into footy realistically, and he had 2 sons who are still playing. Well, one of them's still playing today, one plays for Canada. And they kind of got me into love for footy, and my stepdad was an old East boy.
Yep.
So he got me down there at 7 years old, and mate, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And from there, went to Waverley, played Waverley, and then went into East, played Colts, and then after my first year of grade, I realised I probably wasn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
With in Australia, and I had dual citizenship. My mum's American.
Yep.
So from there, mate, jumped ship over to America and started playing club footy over there in Glendale, Colorado.
Wow.
And that was the year before
MLR was a thing.
Yeah.
Glendale Raptors, is that the team?
Glendale Raptors.
Good name.
Yeah.
Great team. That's where I met Whitey.
Yeah, Whitey played Glendale.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So, mate, he started off as a 130 kilo loose head, and now he's 115 kilos and plays number 8 for the US. Bit of an adventure. But yeah. So, mate, been over there since 2014.
Oh wow! So you obviously playing rugby real young in the eastern suburbs at East, Waverley. You've always had aspirations to become a pro footy player, or was that by chance that your mother was a dual citizen?
I always wanted to be a pro footy player since I was 7.
Yeah.
And you realise probably quite early if you're going to make it into Super, that next level. 21, I realised that wasn't going to happen. So luckily, mate, I had the passport. So jumped over to America, and, mate, been the best thing I've ever did.
Dave can relate to wanting to have the right passport, can't you?
I'm actually a dual citizen as well now. I'm an Australian and a Tongan at the same time, but the Tongan passport does nothing for me. Because you said went over to America before MLR was a thing, before your mum, I know you met Giddos, turned up. Would have been a pretty weird experience to go over to America. What was the footy like in terms of going over there and like comparing it to like what you were playing in Sydney? Because you played a bit of grade footy here in Sydney before you went over to the US. So like just talk us through.
Well, in my first year of grade, I had 90 seconds of experience in first grade and got the call up and they said, look, tight head's gone down. Can you play? And I was like, no. And they're like, well, you're going to have to.
Why they asked in the first place?
Yeah, so I was like, okay. And I went up against, I think it was Sam Talakai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
Sydney Uni. Baptism with fire.
90 seconds left on the clock, scrum. Sam absolutely buckles me, turns me into a pretzel. And that was my first grade experience. I think we got beat 80-0 that day.
Jeez.
Yeah. And that was that. But then going to America, it's a completely different experience. And the best thing about it is, that first year in Glendale, we had one team in Colorado and then 7 other teams in California. So every other week you're in either San Francisco, San Diego, LA. You're doing these away trips. So it's 2 nights there, one night before, one night after the game. So for a 21-year-old, it's amazing. It's an unbelievable experience. But the rugby itself it's an interesting one. It can be a bit of a hybrid.
Yeah.
Because you've got some unbelievable American rugby players where some moments you're like, oh, wow, like this is hands down first grade. But then other times you're like,
oh.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay.
It's a bit like when Alex and I are turning up to pre-season and we think we're good because we're combined training, like first grade and the whole club training, and we go, oh, we're actually pretty good here. until Feb comes around and you go, oh, we've got to split now.
So you see your Bronco times compared to other blokes in your position, that's always it.
Gives you a reality check.
I had a question on that for you for the American rugby, like you say, the style. Anyway, my question for you was that, we've got the Northern Hemisphere style rugby, Southern Hemisphere style rugby, and then we've just got this, you got the USA style. Where do you think it fits in? Can you see it as more Northern, more Southern Hemisphere, or is it just a completely kind of different style of rugby?
Yeah, interesting. Actually, that's a good point. So I think America has struggled to have its own identity. And recently, over the past 4 years, with the current coach, he wanted this kind of Northern Hemisphere rugby. But in the day, I don't think that's America. Yeah. So it was more heavy kicking, heavy set piece. And he might have had the right intentions. I don't think it paid off. If you look at Americans are pure athletes.
Entertainers, man.
Entertainers, 100%. Yeah. Harlem Globetrotters. But nowadays, with the new regime, the new coach, he kind of wants a Southern Hemisphere style, so very fast pace. So we brought in kind of Kiwi coaches. The head coach is obviously American, but he wants to play this fast brand of footy, which made it exciting. And this year it paid off. I think we played 6 games, won 4 wins, 2 losses, and I think it's been a massive improvement. I think that's the way forward for American rugby, is to play that fast brand.
And also too, you watch a lot of MLR games, like at the start as well. For me, there's lots of them are played on fast tracks, still some Astro 4G pitches. I've seen a few games played on and trained on as well. So you want fast pace on that. Like, you can't play slow.
Yeah, 100%. So, those Astro don't get me started on it.
It's probably I hate playing at ease.
Yeah, it's taken about 3 years off my career already. I was really hanging on for dear life.
The Astro Turf 4G turf came around.
Oh, mate, there's nothing worse. But yeah, you're exactly right. Sorry to cut you off there, but it's the perfect round to play that fast. Fast-paced footy, and that's the thing, mate. We've adopted it now, and hopefully it pays off leading into 2027.
And they do a really good job of, like, the MLR. They try really hard at. I'm lucky. My old roommate was playing in Chicago. George Thornton, he's a good mate of mine as well. So I watched a lot of his games. So I was consuming a lot of the rugby network. It was free to watch, which is also good to watch. But the only thing I couldn't get past is that I know that it's a growing game in America. And so in rugby, you got to pass the ball backwards. It's like watching a commentary. Like, it's like when we get I watch a lot of NFL. You get the NFL, but in the commentary is the American one. But when the Super Bowl's in Australia, I don't know if you guys know, you get the strap. They get like
Australian commentators.
That's American commentators tailored to Australia. Goes, now that's called a touchdown. Like it's like that's what it's consuming that, and I feel like the game's like now pretty popular. It's getting more popular in the US. That's the only thing I struggle with MLR. I'm like, I might just watch this on mute.
Yeah. Mate, that 100%. That's my biggest frustration with it. Because like people talk to me, go, mate, when you're watching the game, it's like the commentators are talking down to you. They talk to you like you're a kid.
That's a loose head problem.
Because they've also got all the graphics as well, where it's the X's and O's, and they do the highlight, and it goes, this is the gap they go through, and it's like they've got all the, they've got some fucking better shit than we've got. Some here times you watch some coverage of other stuff, and you go, I just wish that they didn't.
Oh, mate, we've all brought it up to them. They're saying, you're paying money for, good players. Put a bit of money in, get some decent announcer. They've got blokes who ain't got a Scooby-Doo. And like I said, mate, they talk down to you. And people go, well, I don't want to watch it. Because if you put NFL on, they just call the game as it is. I think that's probably the next step.
So you think you don't need to accommodate to your audience?
I think that I don't know, you live there and you probably get it, but from an outside view, I look at American sport, there's so many of them. Yeah. Rugby's never, ever going to compete with like they're going to compete with them all them, but they can find their own market. And I have an uncle that lived in America and played over there, not Thai stuff, but there's such a big, people don't realise there's big areas in America where they love it. Yeah. And there's clubs that love it.
So if you get it, you watch it.
People are already watching it. I don't think. I understand why they're trying to do it, but I hated watching George, man. And they were getting pumped all year. And there's some games where I'm like, oh, George is off. I'm not watching it.
It's catered to the many and don't cater to the few. And that's the thing. There is a big enough rugby appetite. I think there's 16 million rugby players in America, and then obviously with how many clubs there are, you got Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 across 50 states, so there is a big enough appetite, and they've actually got to cater to them and not cater to some bloke who has never heard of it, who's going to spend money on the Lakers or NFL or whatever else. He's not going to care, so you got to focus on that market, and I think that's probably their next strategy to work on.
So obviously you went to America as a 21-year-old. Your focus changed into probably becoming an Eagle one day. Talk us through debut for the Eagles. Who was it? Who was it against? And
it's against Romania.
And what was that first experience like? Because you can't obviously compare it to another Australian squad because you haven't toured with anyone. But in terms of like an international setup for the Eagles, what's that like? Because we understand the Americans like do things on steroids, but just in terms of like your rugby debut for the Eagles, what was that like? And
it's a really it's an amazing experience because, as I said, when I was 21, that's what I wanted to do, and mate, I didn't achieve it till I was 30. And I've always wanted to do it, and then I was kind of in the mixer here and there, never achieved it.
Too many red cards.
Too many drop balls, missed tackles, and mate. The old coach there didn't really want to borrow me. I was kind of in the mix. I had a few conversations, but I wasn't really his style of play that he wanted. He wanted big Northern Hemisphere who could scrum, and as you know,
do nothing else but scrum.
Exactly right. And since we played together, that's not really my forte. But so a new coach came in, and he kind of wanted a different brand of footy, and I kind of fit that mould. And I honestly thought I was never going to happen. I kind of accepted. I was like, all right, like it sucks, but it's probably never going to happen. And then I got the call, and it was pretty emotional, but made awesome at the same time. And then we went over we did a tour of Europe and played Romania. And coach gives me the nod. I'm on the bench. And, mate, I think we're up 32-0 at half-time. And I go to warm up just after half-time. And this true story. This bloke starts screaming at me. He goes, "Go USA! Go USA!" And I was like, and he screams, just, "No! Go USA!" And I turned around. I swear to God, he was shooting McGavin. I swear to God. And I grabbed my mate and I go, "Mate, look at this." And he looks at us and he goes, "Go USA!" And I was like, and I went like, I was stunned. I have no idea what he's doing. It was Bucharest. I have no idea what he's doing. Budapest. Was Bucharest? Yeah. I go, "What is he doing here?" And I go, "That's unreal." And he gives us this one. And I was like, what an experience. To warm up. And then, mate, 20 minutes left, 60-minute mark, they go, "Go on, I'm getting my debut." And obviously, those emotions, you're tingling. And all I could do was look over to my left to see if Shooter McGavin was watching. Should have been coming. And then, I got on there. We won, and
big crowd there as well. That game against Romania was bigger than I thought it would be. We were watching that pre-World Cup. I watched it on the YouTube highlights. It was like a 15-minute grainy footage out of like nice. But I mean, you don't know, but same thing, probably Romania, America. But so many. I was surprised how big
people in the crowd.
Big crowd there.
Mate, it's crazy how big the Romanians get around it. Like, it was insane. I couldn't believe it. Like, there was about 10,000 people.
Did you see the Tongan conglomerate in the Romanian?
It's good.
There's a couple of Tongans.
It's good to see. Beast.
Yeah.
It's good to see Tonga's still got a foothold in like the tier 2 nations. as a proud affiliated Tongan by association. Aleki Far Ironside, some of the boys call me North, but no, it's great. Yeah, I did watch. So I saw that, but I remember watching that the same thing, commentary on that. The American commentary version that I watch, I fucking had to be muted as well. But I've got a question for you. It's probably outside of rugby, and I guess it's I grew up with American cousins that live there. What's their fucking go, eh? They're fucking great. They're so good. I love them, and they crack me up, and they also piss me off at the same time. But like, I mean, you're American, half American, and you're now American.
Oh, full
mate. The Pledge of Allegiance is great. The fucking Jets, when they come over the national anthem, like what? I mean, what's their go? What's your perspective on it? Like, having grown up, like they
because you've got both sides. You would have seen both. Us as Aussies, would fucking laugh at that shit. And then you go over, you're part American.
Mate, you got to buy in, mate. You got to buy in, don't you?
That's what I mean. Don't tell anyone, but I secretly love some of the shit that I'm like, it's so cringy. I'm like, fuck, I want to pledge an allegiance or something. Like,
mate, you should hear the pre-game speeches. Honestly, mate, before Brazil, we were in Spain, and it was Memorial Day. So like America's version of Anzac Day.
Yeah.
And our doctor was a surgeon for the army, right? And he gets up and does his speech, and he was an old eagle as well. So he gets up and does this whole speech about America, about American wars, about freedom and everything like that. Mate, I was in fucking tears. I was ready to quit rugby and join the military. Like, it's the best.
Where do I sign up?
Where do I sign up? Boys were in tears. Like, how good is this, mate? I get where you're coming from, but you buy in.
Oh, 100%. No. I mean, it's like anything. Like, if you had to look at some of the shit that we do at our footy club, respectfully, you go, what the fuck? These guys are in a cult. I have no doubt that some of the blokes I went to school with think that this whole rugby union thing at North is a fucking cult that I'm in. But it's like, when you're in it, that's what I mean. I think I'd buy. I think I'd make a pretty good American. I'd buy into all that stuff. But, mate, I just think it's so cool, all that, how they go about everything. And even, I know it's not that tier, but how they even go about their sport and the MLR stuff, like, you're lucky enough to, everyone kind of got, when you play enough rugby, you know enough guys. Like, I know Endo that's playing in San Diego. He fucking loves it. He's this little Scottish boy, and he loves it. It's just so good to see that, like, the Americans, and them not making a World Cup was, obviously, you can't just put teams in a World Cup.
Yeah.
But I think that was just that. It just might have. Do you think that's given that a little bit of a halt on, slowed down the development? And does that make you want to push more for that, to keep that game going? Because you're in this era of growth in American rugby.
Yeah,
it's probably, you can say it's probably the best decade for an Aussie rugby because with the Lions and the World Cup coming up. But it's the same thing for American rugby in 2031, and I wasn't part of the qualifications last year.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Fucking
and mate, I only got my debut because they did make it. So because they got a new coach in. So look, it is it's the golden time for American rugby, and they've got, like, World Rugby's now backed it, mate. They've got an unbelievable coaching setup. They've obviously got the anthem, the Charlotte anthem, which I'm now part of, which is, mate, exciting, and it's going to be predominantly all Americans or foreigners that are young and want to commit to staying for the next 5 years. And sorry.
Well, it kind of mirrors what happened, with Japan's, like, rise to playing a pretty competitive nation as well, as they did start a lot with kind of expats or people that were that. But now you look at a Japanese side and there's a lot. It's a lot of actual Japanese players.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what that era you're in. And I'm really excited to see what happens with, like,
USA rugby.
Plenty of things come up on my TikTok and stuff.
I mean, because if you think about it, in America, the NFL, like, what's the percentage of college kids making it into NFL.
None.
So there's like a high percentage of like extremely great athletes that don't make it. Like what do they do after?
I think that's a failed experiment. You look at someone like Paul Laseke, who was Chicago Bear, now plays for played for Harlequins and now plays for Utah Warriors. Mate, one of the great 12s for American rugby. But he, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he played rugby growing up, so he had an idea about it.
Yeah.
So for him, it was a transferable skill, right? I think you get these 21-year-olds who don't make NFL or basketball. You try to get them in rugby. It can work, but I don't think that's the way it's going to work because rugby's too different, mate. As you would know, the culture.
The culture change is actually a big thing because like
they can't handle it.
Yeah,
in a way. And
someone popping a tyre is actually endearing in rugby that we know, but I think saying that to a 21-year-old that thinks is the best thing in the world.
I feel like in rugby you kind of like there's not a quarterback basically. It comes down to it. There's like you might have a 10, but there's not just one person. It's a team.
Singular-minded, you know what I mean? You get into that team environment.
And you rely on everyone a little bit more.
Yeah.
Whereas in an NFL team, you got the offensive line, you got these wide receivers, but the wide receivers they just run their route.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if they're not protecting anyone, that's where I agree with you. That I don't think it's a same thing going to NRL, and I think it's so hard for guys to go to NFL, like
because you expect someone to have your back.
Like the Welsh bloke Zama, is it Zama? Yeah. So
look, good on him for having a go at that. He's 22, so he can give it 2 years. If it doesn't work out, he's always got rugby.
Yeah. But on that as well, the American system, I guess, is if you play high school, you go to college, and then if you don't make it, you stop playing.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Become a supporter.
You don't
become a supporter.
You don't.
Literally,
in most sports,
there's no club footy. There's no club like NFL or anything.
Right. So if you don't make it, you become a supporter.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Fuck, that's interesting.
But it's all got to start from the ground up. It's got to start from getting into junior clubs and all that, and which is getting better and better. But mate, there's a prime example. We've got this young guy called Don Bisag. He's just got his debut against Georgia. And he's a product of starting from the bottom. So he didn't like football. He started playing rugby when he was 5, played club rugby, played high school rugby,
college
rugby, then gets called into the Eagles and, mate, gets his debut against Georgia and has a go. And he's unreal. And there's
so there's definitely a pathway within the American system.
PAC pathways.
PAC pathways.
The pathway of looking at, let's get these ex-college football players.
It's not a pathway.
I don't think it's a pathway, no.
I'm sorry to segue away, but you and I have spoken about this, but one of your greatest touring stories, you go to play Georgia in Georgia, returning back to America from Georgia via Paris whilst the World Cup is on as a USA Eagle. Can you just talk us through what what it was and what it was like coming back Paris when you actually haven't qualified for the World Cup and you're transiting by Paris when all the World Cup is on?
Yeah, so it's the end of a 5-week tour. We played Georgia and we lost like 7-21, and obviously as do you go for a few beers after, and it was an early flight. I think it was a 5 o'clock meet in the lobby, so everyone's somewhat dusty, and you're in full kit. You're getting this flight. It's budget airlines, Georgian budget airlines. Your knees are pretty much in your chest. So you're not sleeping on that flight. You get to the other side of Europe, which was, a 5-hour flight. You get off. You walk through Paris. And this is 2 weeks before the World Cup starts. And there's all this signage and marketing about Rugby World Cup 2023.
Fucking hell.
And we're like, oh, fuck. And we're like, all right. You keep walking. And everyone's obviously little bit off a little bit of,
what are you doing here?
Noise, eh? And then you start walking, and then people kind of looking at us like, what are you doing here? Did you not get the memo? Then you kind of see people looking, and you're like, fuck this. Just get me home.
That would have been a punishment at airport transit. Sitting there in full kit going, sorry, you haven't qualified for the Cup.
I think it was a 5-hour layover as well.
I think it might have been a punish beat in Romania when they were in the World Cup and you weren't.
That probably would have got me.
Oh, no.
We played Portugal the week after that because they're the ones that, we drew with them. They obviously they beat us on points. And, mate, we were up for that.
Yeah.
We were like, fuck, we got this. But I think we got to Lagos. We probably enjoyed ourselves too much on the beach. Ended up losing.
They got you done.
Yeah, they're a good team, though. Unbelievable team.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, mate.
Good luck
Thank
next week heading back over to the US with the new Anthem team.
Anthem, yeah.
I'm sure you go well this year, and we look forward for what America has to offer.
USA.
Thanks, that boy, Jakey.
Cheers. Thank you.
Oh, how great was that, mate? Great bloke, Jakey.
Fantastic, mate. And then what he's done for American rugby has just been outstanding. You know, and he's just upskilling those next level down people. They're just going to come through and just be hitting fucking lineouts like it ain't no thing.
Yeah, I had brought it up with him as well. He only just found out when we did the interview that he got traded to that new Anthem team. And I was like, oh, really? I can't wait. Can you like send us your like after match or before the match when they do the all hands in Anthem on 3? I'm like, that's the worst name they've ever come up with. Anthem.
I wonder why they keep folding, because they're just fucking idiots and they keep making stupid names.
Yeah, but this one's backed by World Rugby, so World Rugby money's going into it, and it's going to be predominantly all American players, American qualified players, and only 3. I'm hearing whispers that maybe Aaron Cruden might be in it just to try and help him out in the first year, and another big name as well. So hopefully it works out for him.
Whoever's running the MLR is a fucking idiot, because how many teams fold every year?
Or maybe he's a great guy, and if they want to sponsor us to, help spruce it up, mate. Love your work, mate. All right.
We'll do anything.
Literally anything, mate. Fucking hanging on. All right, rugby advice. We've got one rugby advice for the week. Hey, guys, I've decided to switch over to Union after playing League for ages. I'm not switching to try to make it pro, but because the girl I like plays for the women's team. Any tips for me to navigate this from a crush into making her my misso? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Whew.
Any tips? Well, pardon the pun. I think she probably had a few of the boys' tips.
Respectfully.
If you will.
Maybe she dated some of them. That's what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. Dated them, but those women. I don't know, man. Godspeed. Like, I'm praying for you. I don't pray for anyone, but I'm praying for you.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't have moved for her, because then everything you're going to be doing is trying to impress her, and then your heart will get broken when she starts dating a Auckland Blues player.
You're the club, and there's all these dudes that are fucking in her DMs already. Oh, mate, it is just nothing.
But on the positive note,
you're strong.
Bruv, just shoot your shot, mate. Just go straight to it. First club night.
Upgrade.
What do you mean?
Just go when you go to the Union team. You look around. You're just like,
keep your options open.
Better over here. Keep your options open, pal.
Yeah.
And how old are you? Say 20, 21.
Yeah. Don't catch her. Make her catch you, bruv. Turn it around, mate.
Exactly.
Turn it around. Wear your best bloody flare jeans and best disco shoes, bruv.
Make her play a bit of eyes up footy, mate.
Yeah.
Don't you make her hit, do the graft and a bit of fucking hitting a few rucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
While you're fucking just hitting holes. You are just hitting holes.
Don't you hit a ruck. You let her hit the rucks, bruv.
Yeah, you just get a couple of short bowls right into some holes.
Respectful holes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. If you got any problems you need some help with, message it in, mate. Be like this lucky guy who's gonna get his dreams come true. Anyways, shout outs. Who's your shout out for the week, bruv?
My shout out goes to that guy.
Yeah.
Depends though. If your missus is from the island or she's a Maori girl, mate, you're looking for for a root chuck, mate. I think you might get punched in the mouth if you do these things. So just a shipalangi, maybe, I don't know. Just play a bit of eyes up for yourself, mate.
Yeah.
I might end up getting bashed by her and her brothers.
Yeah, put the ball in the opposite hand, mate. Protect your heart.
Opposite hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Protect your heart. Protect your heart. No, I will not be affected by you. Just Godspeed.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you do get your heart broken, DM us. I got some pretty cool playlists, bruv. Which takes us to Ben Tune of the Week. For copyright reasons, our Ben Tune of the Week is only available on audio streaming platforms. So head on over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Otherwise, we'll catch you next week.